Amazing Sunday, and welcome back to Conversations with Maddie. Today's food for thought is going to be another passage from the book Greenlights by Mathew McConaughey. And this one's called Turn the Page. Now, the late and great University of Texas football coach Darrell Royal was a friend of mine and a good friend to many. A lot of people looked up to him. One was a musician who I'll call Larry. Larry was in the prime of his country music career, had number one hits, and his life was rolling. He had picked up a habit snorting the white stuff somewhere along the line. And at one particular party after a bathroom break, Larry strode up to his mentor, Darrell, and started telling Coach a story. Now, Coach, he listened, as always. And when Larry finished his story and was about to walk away, Coach Royal put a gentle hand on his shoulder and discreetly said, "Larry, you got something on your nose there, bud." Larry immediately hurried to the bathroom mirror where he saw some white powder he hadn't cleaned off. He was ashamed. He was embarrassed, partly because he felt so disrespectful to Coach Royal, but mainly because he'd obviously gotten too comfortable with the drug to even hide it as well as he should. Well, the next day, Larry went to Coach's house and rang the bell. Coach answered and Larry said, "Coach, I need to talk to you." Darrell welcomed him in. Larry confessed. He purged his sins to Coach. He told him how embarrassed he was and how he'd lost his way in the midst of all the fame and fortune. Toward the end of an hour, Larry, now in tears, asked Coach, "What do you do now?" Coach, being a man of few words, said simply, "Larry, I have never had any trouble turning the page in the book of my life." Larry got sober that day, and he has been for the last 46 years. Great leaders are not always in front. They also know who to follow. You ever got in a rut, stuck on the merry-go-round of a bad habit? I have. We're going to make mistakes, own them, make amends, and move on. Guilt and regret kills many a man before their time. Get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life. Turn the page. Now, I absolutely love this story, as we can take so many important lessons from it. There was three things that I truly got from it. Number one, the power of mentorship. See, Coach Darrell, he emphasizes how influential mentors can guide us through difficult times. His gentle yet direct approach helped Larry recognize his struggles and seek help, highlighting the importance of supportive relationships. Number two, accountability and ownership. Larry's journey, it illustrates the significance of owning one's mistake. Acknowledging our shortcomings and taking responsibilities for them is a crucial step towards personal growth and change, right? And becoming. Number three, the ability to move on. Now, this phrase, turn the page, it serves as a powerful reminder that it is possible to leave behind past mistakes and start new. Life, it is a series of chapters, right? Recognizing that we can write our own story empowers us to make positive change. Now, these ideas, they make us think about our habits, our relationships, and how we can change for the better. I really like the idea of turning the page because I've had times when I got stuck on my own mistakes. But when we choose to admit our errors, we learn from them and move forward, it helps us grow. Now, I'll give you an example. I remember one of those times when I was in a tough spot, or what we call a rut, right? A few years ago, I had a call with a potential customer for one of my business partners. I joined the Zoom call feeling a bit too happy with Uncle Johnny Walker. I messed up the call and probably lost the deal, right? But I felt so embarrassed the next day. It took me a few days to gather the courage to call my business partner and really apologize. But I did. I took responsibility. I owned up to my mistake, and I promised myself that it would never happen again. Thankfully, it hasn't. Now, guys, no matter what mistakes we make, we can always turn the page. But first, we must take ownership and commit to learning from that experience. Whatever the mistakes, let's make sure that we turn the page. With that, have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.